Hello, Ripsters. Welcome to the Fatal Four-Way podcast. We changed the name since last week. From this point forward, we will be the Fatal Four-Way podcast because it's a cooler name. We have with me, once again, Rip 'em all.
Right there.
And Zach from Zach's Collections. Rotten Jack is not with us today.
You have to comment on the new layout, the new thumbnail, as it were. It's like, okay, well, I saw that. It's like, okay, so here's Raven doing a podcast with a department store Santa, what was it, a woodsman hippie, and what looked like a Mormon. And it's one of those situations like blink twice if you're being held against your will. Oh, wait, that actually reminds me. Now I figured out how to play with something. So, yes, where is the thing tonight? It's in Canada, isn't it? Somewhere?
Yes, Montreal.
Elimination Chambers tonight in Montreal, yep.
Ooh, at the Bell Century.
The Bell Center.
Our friend Frank's Collections or Collectibles there, he's at the show.
Oh, nice.
He sure is. And you got to meet Liv Morgan.
Aw.
Hayden for it. Got to meet Bray Wyatt. Got to meet Braun Strowman. Big David Frank. Jealous.
See, I saw that you did your predictions, but I did not look at them because I'm curious who you think is actually going to take it because...
I have my own predictions. The ones I posted were just the game predicting. I was letting the game choose who was going to win.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm looking, it's like, I got nothing.
Hey, Victor.
Hello, Victor.
Hey, Victor. How are you tonight? Okay, so, all right, so we got, ooh. All right, I'm kind of digging the card. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the matches.
Yep. Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Comics and Wrestling.
I was like, which David? Is it the good David or the bad David? This is the good David.
Yeah, that's a good David.
Yeah, the other one, I have to have words with him.
What about cheating?
Oh, something like that. A comment needs to be made. Let's put it that way. And I got something good for him. So you got the two. Okay. Because I was going to say, why is there only 5 matches? But it's like, all right, they're going to take a while.
Yeah, they have 2 Elimination Chamber matches.
Yeah, back to back.
There's no good Davids, he says.
Well, I mean.
We had the Women's Elimination Chamber with Asuka and Liv Morgan and Nikki Cross and Raquel Rodriguez and Natalia and Carmella. My money's on Raquel Rodriguez for that one.
Raquel Rodriguez. Do not know who she is. But...
She used to go by Raquel Gonzalez before she got married, I think.
I don't know.
And, she's pretty good. She could really go with the belt, I think. She could do a run, but...
I don't know if she'll beat Bianca, but I think she'll win the Elimination Chamber. Her or Carmella. Carmella just returned, so her storyline's brand new again.
Yeah, and if she just came back, it's the right time for a storyline to begin.
Yeah.
You got it.
What is the prize for the women? Because I know what the guys is for a belt. What's the women? What is the women?
The women's for number 1 contender for the women's championship.
Yeah. They get to play with Bianca Belair at WrestleMania.
See, there you go. Carmella is
the Raw Women's Championship.
Asuka's a big favorite. You're right, David.
Yeah, she's a big favorite of mine.
She came back with cool new makeup and face paint and stuff.
I started seeing her wrestling over in Japan. It's like, and then she came over here. It's like, man, her and Shinsuke Nakamura, like watching those guys come over. It's like, why are they putting them in NXT?
Yeah.
Like the fact that they put Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT when he came over. It's like, really? What's he been up to? Haven't heard his name in a while.
Yeah, he hasn't been being used very much for a while. I've seen people wondering where he's been.
So who do you predict, Rip, for the women's elimination
For the women,
chamber?
I'll say you're picking Raquel. Let's see, Carmella. We'll see Carmella for the win.
All right.
Could be.
She was making some pretty funny comments about Raquel on SmackDown last night. She took guest seat in color commentary, and she was making some comments about Raquel's rather large physique and how it was really nice for her. She was happy for her that she has that.
It was funny.
Oh my God, she's tall.
Yeah, she's a big girl, Raquel.
Wow. Okay. I was like, how bad is it? Like 6 foot. Holy crap! That's a big woman.
She's tall.
You got a like on your shirt, Zach.
Back.
What's up?
You got a like on your shirt,
That's right,
David.
Oh no, he was my favorite Shockmaster, and he is one of my all-time favorite Canadians. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I'll never forget when they pulled him out of the crowd with Dino Bravo.
In West Virginia, of all places, I was watching that. He was like, "I'm from West Virginia." I was like, "No, you're not." I was a kid. I'm like, "No, you're." I lived. I grew up close to West Virginia. I know what a guy from West Virginia sounds like, and he did not. No. He sounded like a very polite man from just outside of Vancouver. Is what he sounded like.
There, we got Zaxxon. I just noticed.
Yeah, I'm changing everything up. Every week I'm going to be a turd. That's all that's going to happen. All right. So,
and then tonight we also have Edge and Beth Phoenix taking on Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that match I'd actually want to see.
We're freezing out.
Yeah,
Zach's been freezing out a bit here and there, but
I have been. My camera's being stupid tonight. It's not snowing so much. The internet's not bad. But
we're still trying to figure out how to do this stream with two of us sitting side by side, right, with different computers and stuff.
Yeah. I still haven't figured out how to run.
Better camera eventually.
Oh, what was the fallout for the Edge Beth Phoenix?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we should do
That's what it is.
What's that?
Raven's going to get the internet cord and plug it into her laptop. I think it's our Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's Wi-Fi is hinky, but the problem is I don't have a laptop that plugs into Wi-Fi anymore. Yeah, that's a fair question. In opinion, why is
she forgot? We always have.
Yeah. So why Finn and not Dominic? Yeah, because they were an item for a little bit, weren't they? Were an item for a little bit, weren't they? Rhea and Dom. So what's up with?
They're still there.
Dominic wouldn't stand a chance against Edge.
Uh-oh. Zach, we lost Zach. He'll come back.
He'll be back. I think in that match that Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley are going to win. As much as everyone would love to see Edge win, I don't see Edge and Beth Phoenix taking up.
There we go.
What was the aftermath with those two after the Yodi slap last week?
Well, that's what happened at the beginning of Raw was that Beth Phoenix and Edge came out and challenged Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor to a match at Elimination Chamber.
I mean,
Beth Phoenix is beating up on Dominic again.
Well, I mean, she's Beth Phoenix. She could beat up on a lot of people.
So her and Rhea Ripley don't like one another very much because of that.
See, that's a match
I think realistically, Rhea and Finn would beat, Beth and Edge probably. Rhea would probably beat the two of them by herself. But I'll pick, I think they'll let Edge and Beth get their retribution on them probably at Elimination Chamber and beat them.
I think she'll riptide the two of them. Ripley will, and it'll be over.
Sorry, I went away for a minute, but I'm back now. It's weird. say all the things about the Rhea. I've never actually seen her wrestle.
No way.
She's
No.
good.
She's really good.
That's a word for it.
We have a lot of Rhea Ripley cards put away for you too, by the way.
It's like I said, someday all the things I say on the internet is going to come back to haunt me. And I'm going to open my door, and the last thing I'm going to see is like, well, that'll be it.
And then on Raw on Monday, we had Brock Lesnar come back, and he still wanted his contract signed from Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley came out with a whole bunch of security guards and his own table so that he wouldn't have to come to the ring to sign the contract.
Yeah, he set the table right up on the entrance ramp, eh?
Brock Lesnar said he was scared to come down, and Bobby said he wasn't scared. So then Brock Lesnar attacked a bunch of the security guards, attacked Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley took him down, signed the contract, and threw it down on Brock Lesnar's fallen body.
Yeah.
So tonight they fight, Lesnar and Lashley. It's a tough call with that one. I don't know who's going to win. I'd like to think that Lashley might win because he's been kind of beating up Brock Lesnar lately.
Or maybe that's the flip. All of a sudden they just turn it on him like, nah. Because that's what everybody's going to think. He's been winning, but nah, pay-per-view.
Yeah, they like to switch it around on pay-per-views.
They do.
Good.
Roman versus Sammy.
Yeah, I was going to say, which takes me to Roman and Sammy, it seemed almost impossible for Sammy to beat Roman, but it's a pay-per-view and it's in Sammy's hometown.
It's been such a good story.
Yeah, and we all know that there's a long history of people not winning in their hometowns.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's first match in Pittsburgh, he lost. Anytime anything happens, hometown guy tends to lose a lot.
Yeah. So to just flip the switch, and have a guy like Sammy beat a guy like Roman possibly in his hometown, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it would make for a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the story. Because realistically, Roman could beat Zayn pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't think Sammy has much chance against Roman in, a real situation.
No.
Who knows? We will find out.
We will. It would be an awfully big pop. You're right, David.
It would.
Who are you calling for the men's win there, you two?
Men's?
Who leaves with the belt?
It's such a weird matchup. Like, obviously, I would like Rollins to win because he's my favorite, but I don't think he will. I think Theory will win. That's my pick, is Austin Theory.
I'd pick Theory too, but other ones you might rather see win, have it change. But
Johnny Gargano's not going to win.
No.
And Montez Ford's not going to win.
And the big dude ain't going to
win. Bronson Reed's huge, so he's going to be anyone freaking down. You're going to have some teaming up to get him out of there.
But I don't know. I think the big guy will go down first. I don't know. When was the last time they had a giant of a champion after the Big Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. There's not too many. Bronson Reed's really good.
Yeah, and especially because he's not like a yoked big guy from his picture. He looks like just a big guy. Nothing wrong with that. Just
he's like a short big guy.
What did they bill him as? Which means you automatically deduct 3 inches from it. Billed at 6 foot, which means he's probably about 5'10".
Yeah.
Billed at 330, which means who knows?
Who knows? I'm right around 5'10", 5'11", and I usually say 6 foot, right?
I'm between 6'3" and 6'9", depending on what 7-Eleven I'm leaving.
Bronson Reed faced Mustafa Ali on Raw on Monday and won. Bronson Reed did.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn came on Monday Night Raw and brought Cody Rhodes out and got Cody Rhodes to tell him that he believed in Sami Zayn, that he could beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah, if that counts for anything, he's got Cody's
blessing and belief.
What's his storyline now? I keep seeing stuff on Instagram like Cody Rhodes announces he will not run for president. Like, what are they doing?
He just came back. He's only been back since the Rumble.
Well, they brought him in for the Rumble at number 30, and he won it.
Yeah.
And now he's going to WrestleMania against whoever's the champ for WrestleMania.
I don't get the thing. Like, okay, I'll go for it, but I don't get it. You know,
yeah.
The American Nightmare, really. Really? I'm sorry. Yeah, they could have been a little more creative.
I think I liked Stardust better.
Yeah, bring back his brother. I miss him. He's still out there doing stuff.
And then Cody was Stardust for a while.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing pictures of that. He looked like Bowie out of he went out like full Ziggy Stardust on it.
Yeah.
Stardust.
What else you got?
And then on Monday Night Raw, we had Miz TV with Seth Rollins as the guest.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He was trying to get Seth Rollins to talk about Logan Paul, because Logan Paul eliminated Rollins from the Royal Rumble, which was stupid. They should have let Cody Rhodes eliminate him. That's besides the point. Rollins didn't want to talk about Logan Paul, and he ended up stomping The Miz. The Miz stayed stomped through the whole commercial break. Apparently, I found it on Instagram. He kept selling the move through the commercial break. Austin Theory showed up and grabbed Rollins from the ring. That was about it for Monday Night Raw. It wasn't overly eventful. We had the Bayley versus Becky versus Belair triple threat match. Bayley and Becky wanted a chance at the Elimination Chamber, and if either one of them would have won, they would have got to be a 7th woman in there. But they didn't win. Bianca Belair won to retain, so that there's no 7th member.
I think that was kind of silly because there's only 4 pods at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So there's not really for another, person.
Yeah, they're going to start on a triple threat. Yeah, logistically, I don't think it could happen. It's nice to think that it could, but I don't think it will.
Nah, maybe one day.
Yeah, once they'll figure out something, like lower somebody down or like shoot them up through the ring. Like, ha, here I am.
That reminds me of the Vikings with that Sarah Logan, their manager now. She's all dressed up weird and goes by some weird name.
Valhalla
or something. And she comes up out under the ramp on the entrance.
She's pretty cool.
I am missing a lot of things.
She used to be Liv Morgan's tag team partner a long time ago when they were on Next.
Now she's got like antlers and stuff and animal skins and.
Yeah, she controls the Vikings.
All right, I need to see a picture of that. Yep.
And then we had NXT, and that was cool. The show opened with JC Jane coming out to talk about her kick on Gigi Dolan that we talked about last week. She was actually wearing a T-shirt depicting the kick on Gigi Dolan.
Yeah.
Which was pretty super cool. So she came out and gave her speech about how it's all about her.
Well, you wouldn't think there'd be too much going on.
No, in the week leading up to the Elimination Chamber.
No, it was just a lot of lead up, a lot of showing the storyline between the Usos and Sami Zayn and Roman. We've seen it and seen it and seen it. We had a match with Tyler Bates and Grayson Waller that Tyler Bates won. And then later we saw Grayson Waller once again yelling at Shawn Michaels backstage as he was before. He got kicked out for it this time.
Yeah, got escorted by security.
We had a cool match with Tiffany Stratton and Thea Hale. Thea Hale was distracted by the members of Schism that were in the audience taunting her. But Tiffany Stratton gave a really good match. She was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of her matches, and I was pretty impressed by her seeing her the first time.
Yeah, almost like Charlotte Flair-esque. She was doing some cool moves.
The time of women's wrestling is coming, man. They're going to start getting top billing. They have to. They're just better.
Yeah, keep an ear out for Tiffany Stratton. She was good.
And Thea Hale normally is. She was off her game because of Schism. She was abducted last week by the one member.
Yeah, I remember a Schism abducted her, and she came out with a hurt leg or ankle or something, and now she's like traumatized from it. And this week there's members of Schism in the crowd wearing masks.
Yeah, they wear masks. So they were distracting her for sure. Then we had Axiom versus Damon Kemp. Axiom won that match. Axiom's entrance is cool because he's like a time shifter. He does like crazy time shift and stuff when he's coming out.
He's like a mathematician guy or something. His background when he comes out, it's all like math equations and stuff. And then the effects on TV, you wouldn't see it if you were there, but on TV, he like moves like really quick through time and stuff, like time shifts and stuff.
And then they give him moves like that. They use camera tricks when he's doing certain moves, so it looks like he goes quick through time.
Yeah,
it's kind of a cool gimmick. We had Von Wagner challenge Wesley for his championship, open championship match. Yeah. Wesley won that to retain his championship.
Von Wagner is getting in trouble by his manager for not being at his full potential. And
yeah, he yells at him and says, "You need to help me help you."
It's like Von Wagner or something.
Wesley holds the North American
North American NXT belt.
And we had Charlie Dempsey versus Hank Walker. Charlie Dempsey won that. We had Roxanne Perez with Miko Santamura. Miko Santamura came back to verse Kaden Carter and Katana Chance for the women's tag team belts.
They're all mad about losing their belts. They're like longest reigning women's tag team in any WWE show.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't win. Roxanne Perez and Miko Santamura won. And then after the match, Miko Santamura said that she did something for Roxanne Perez. So Roxanne Perez would have to do something for her. And she pointed at her belt to let her know that she's coming for her title.
Oh,
so that's cool.
You might know that Mio or something.
I was just gonna say I 100% know that name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's like,
I remember her from WCW back in the day.
Is that where?
Yeah, in the 90s she was in WCW under that same name, Miko whatever Satomura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she wants the NXT belt.
See, again, this woman has been wrestling for a long time.
And what's she doing in NXT, right?
Like, she started wrestling before a lot of these kids were born.
Yeah, she looked
literally. She started wrestling in the early 90s.
Yeah, she looked out of place.
It sort of looked like someone's mom was coming in to help them wrestle.
Well, I mean,
Roxanne Perez is young. She's like 20, 21 years old.
She is cool, though. She was cool. Oh, David said she is former NXT UK Women's Champion.
There you go.
So probably bringing her over to get used to the modern U.S. style, because it's been 30 years almost 30 years since she really last wrestled in America.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get in there a little first.
Who is? I just saw a name, and I think it's because I'd heard rumor in NXT. He goes by Brooks Jensen.
Brooks Jensen.
I don't know if he's made a debut yet. He's a young buck. Let's see. NXT. Oh, he's on NXT UK right now. Okay. That's why I know his dad. I don't know him yet. But if he's
Good night,
anything like
Victor.
Good night, Victor.
later, Victor. Yeah. But if he's anything like his old man, he's going to be a good one.
Sounds good, Victor. Thank you.
NXT tag team. Okay. That's why. Yeah, see, now it's so weird seeing now that the kids of guys that I watched. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but the 90s was a long time ago. Seeing all these kids of these guys coming in, like, Rick Steiner's kid, Brooks is Bull Buchanan's kid.
Yeah.
Mako's old enough to be most of these kids' mother.
David knows his stuff. Good stuff there, David.
We're missing our expert tonight, Rotten Jack. He's not
my
here
shtick isn't
tonight.
working as well tonight because I don't have him to play off of. If he's watching this on the rewind,
You better
you're
be
the
in
one
here
that
next
He's also our AEW guy, so we won't have much to talk about with AEW at all because we were depending on him to.
Yeah.
Like, forgive us.
The son of one of the Beverly brothers, you said, Zach.
I was going to say, I did see that. I recognize that name. Von Wagner's dad, again, wrestled in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. He's big and different looking. I like him.
Hey, well, David, I started watching, I vividly recall sitting in my mom's basement in 1990 for the Survivor Series wondering who the mystery partner was going to be when The Undertaker came out.
Yeah.
Then it took about 2 years to be like, wait a minute, I saw this guy in WCW. And that's when I began.
One big thing from the 90s for me was a pay-per-view when Legion of Doom came back with Sonny.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that was weird. That was one of those things that just seemed way out of place.
Yeah.
But this was also back in the day when you had 4 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah.
Now there's one every month. Plus NXT probably has their own shows. Do they still do those takeovers?
They just did Vengeance Day not long ago.
Yeah, so now it's like pay-per-views all the time. Back then it was Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. That's all we had.
And then they brought in Your House.
Ugh, those were just... I don't know why they did that. Yeah, and then they started coming up with the other ones, Elimination Chamber, and I don't know, whatever else they wanted. Road Speed Bump or whatever the crap they're calling these things these days.
Yeah.
War Games is pretty cool. I like War Games. The 2 rings, it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's about time they freaking brought that concept back. That thing was so cool in the 80s.
2 rings side by side.
The actual proper old school War Games. Like, how have they not done this? It's not that difficult, but no, they just couldn't figure out.
Not too long ago. It's the first one they've done in a long time. The women's one was a pretty epic match.
I would have watched that because I loved the War Games back in the day. I can't remember when they started, really early 90s, I think. LOD 2000 didn't need a rebrand. No, they did not. The Road Warriors never needed a rebrand.
And then we had SmackDown. It opened with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey going against Shotzi and Natalya.
Yep.
There's been tension between them forever because Baszler and Rousey broke Natalya's nose and she had to have reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
So now she's afraid that she's going to get her face broken again. They easily beat them.
We're pretty new to NXT, David, ourselves, but been getting into it for a couple of months now.
Yeah. And then we had Hit Row come to the ring, and they were doing a rap song about Canada and how bad Canada is, and Canada sucks. And then Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy showed up and spoiled their concert. That was pretty cool. Bray
And
Wyatt.
Wyatt gave him the mandible claw and then threw him over to Uncle Howdy for the Sister Abigail.
On Top Doll. It was cool. And Bray Wyatt challenged whoever the winner is at WrestleMania for the championship, that he will be coming after it.
He said he's coming after Brock or
Lashley. That's
Lashley.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, who said they're coming after Brock, and what are they on?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt is.
Well, I mean, thank God it's wrestling, because no sane human being would ever say those words.
He said he has control. A big thing with Bray is he says he has control of himself and all the parts of him. And I just realized, like, this week, Uncle Howdy gave Hit Row the Sister Abigail. The week before that, it was Uncle Howdy giving Bray Wyatt the Sister Abigail.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long ago, right? So now he's giving it to someone else instead of Bray Wyatt. So
I wonder who
knows where that'll go.
So we still don't know for sure who Uncle Howdy is.
No.
Oh,
Brock would be awesome. I don't know if they've ever wrestled or not.
It would be a good match.
Oh, they did too good a makeup job. I cannot even tell the age of whoever it is. Crap.
There's been a lot of talk I've seen of it being Bray's brother.
Yeah, that's who most people think it is.
What's his name again?
I thought that. I'm like, I don't know if they go bro. I'm wondering if they dug maybe a little further into the family, because he comes from a really, really, really good wrestling family.
From the Wyndhams, right?
Yeah, and especially his old man, Mike Rotunda.
Mm-hmm.
Good old IRS, as it were. That guy,
IRS.
that guy's still talked about very highly in the Syracuse area for how good a collegiate wrestler he was. Let's put it that way.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
He was just on that 30th anniversary of Raw. He was a guest on it in the back.
With DiBiase.
There's Cole.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, let's go Sammy. That's who I'm pulling for.
We'll see. It'd be super cool for him. I don't know.
Well, maybe Cole is Uncle Howdy. I've never seen the two of them together.
Thanks for coming by, David.
Thanks,
Hey, David.
David. Enjoy presents and stuff at your party. I wish I was getting presents at a party.
Oh, presents? What? Oh, man, I want presents.
I do too.
No, I don't think Sammy will win either, but it should be an entertaining match. That's for sure. There's been so much lead up to it. It's almost played out before it even gets wrapped up.
I think that's why they did it that way, so when Sammy loses, they can bury it real quick. Because I don't know why. Like, I've kind of watched his progressions. Like, I have respect for guys that come up like him. Him and The Miz, weirdly.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys like I went to high school with. It's like you want to slap the teeth out of their mouth, but you respect them for how they did it. Like,
Well, Miz started out on a reality show.
Yeah. What was that crap on him? What, Real World or
Real
Road
Life or something?
One of those two.
But it was one like it.
But good for him, man. He said he was going to do it, and by God, he did it.
And then that's how he met Maurice. She was on the reality show for the Diva Search, and he was the host of it. That's how he met her.
See, I'm in the wrong business. But there's no market for it.
They've said Sammy wrestled in over 29 countries or something.
Oh yeah, he is a very, very good wrestler. He's picked up a lot of things in a lot of places, but just I don't know. It's just one of those things like you want him to fit the mold of the company, but I don't know if he does.
No.
Because he's had really good success elsewhere.
But not yet here, and he's been around WWE for a while.
That's what I mean. It's like, and the fact of the matter is, with how the WWE tours, he's limited that he can't make all the big shows. And now they're buddy with Saudi Arabia. He's never going to go there. And
the whole thing with Sami Zayn is that he wasn't really nothing until he made friends with Roman Reigns and became part of the bloodline. So how can he really be champion when he doesn't really do anything on his own?
Well, I mean, to be fair, look at some of the other champions we've had in the past. Lest we back to WCW, lest we not forget that David Arquette was a WCW heavyweight champion for a short period of time.
He was.
It'll be short-lived if he does win. Till WrestleMania, and then Cody Rhodes will take it from him.
Yeah, he'll be a transition champion, hold it for maybe they'll give him till the next pay-per-view, or it could be Monday Night Raw. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be the next night.
A lot of guys had that happen.
Oh, sure they did.
Do you remember back in the day when The Undertaker hucked Mick Foley off the cage?
Yep.
That actually, weirdly, was in Pittsburgh, but that wasn't the main event of that show.
Really?
But everybody forgets what happened after that match.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, at that point, it doesn't matter. And it was Kane winning his first title against Stone Cold.
Yeah, it sure was.
But how do you follow that? And then literally the next day in Cleveland, Stone Cold took the belt back from Kane.
Right
so
back.
he'll be like a transition champion for one thing.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it. He's been around. The guy can go. I'd say he's earned it.
I think they'll give it to him. My pick would be to say Sami Zayn wins. I think it's just perfectly set up for him,
Yeah, well, he has a promotion.
Are they actually like storyline? Are they storyline like buddy, him and Reigns?
Well, they were up until last week when
a few weeks ago,
Roman Reigns gave him the ultimatum to go after Kevin Owens with a chair, who is actually handcuffed to the ropes. And Sami Zayn decided to hit Roman instead and turn his back on Roman.
Roman's losing to Cody, and it will be stupid. Well, I think Cole just summed it up right there.
Yeah.
That's probably what it's going to be. They're going to want to get the belt in his hands sooner rather than later. They just are.
Yeah.
Well, Roman wants to leave is the whole thing. He wants to go and be a movie star like The Rock. So does he want to go out losing to Sami Zayn, or does he want to go out losing to Cody Rhodes? It's pretty much going to come down to what Roman Reigns wants.
I would say, knowing him, I would probably say he'd rather lose to Sami Zayn, just because he knows. Well, I mean, and nothing against Cody. They're both very, very good wrestlers, 100%. But what's Sami Zayn ever got in the WWE universe?
Exactly.
So,
and
I think, and plus it gives Sammy a little rub, and it won't be, and then immediately he's going to lose the belt because he's not going to be a long-term champion.
No.
This is growing up watching wrestling in the 80s. I work my way through all this stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we sit here and talk about it, and there's all these paths and different ways it could go. And
one belt at a time. That's another thing, Cole.
That is.
Why do people have 17 belts? That's annoying.
He has the Raw and the SmackDown one.
It's because of the two brands, and then they unify them if they win it on both brands by chance.
Just pick a freaking belt and stick with it. Bring back the $1 million championship.
That's why there's 2 championship matches for the women at WrestleMania, because they have the SmackDown and Raw belts separate. Charlotte has one and Bianca has one.
Yeah, but
Rhea Ripley will be taking on Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown one.
But when you see people, they started doing that crap back in the day, like Big Show and Jericho started having multiple belts, and it's like boxers do that. It's real. It's I'm not a fan. It's I have 13 different belts. Why? Do they not have anybody else in the company?
It said on SmackDown too, this Firefly Funhouse is coming back next week on SmackDown.
They did the one episode a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's cool that they're bringing back the Firefly Funhouse. And it was at the Rumble, wasn't it, when Bray came out and the puppets were there again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
In the
just
audience, as he was
recently.
walking down, you could see the puppets on the sides of him.
Yeah, we didn't do this podcast yet. We haven't talked about it.
I like the puppets.
I think someone said he should have been a great villain, but he had too cool an entrance.
Yeah.
You know, people liked him. And, you know, I know the whole era is, the heels have to be loved. No, come on, man. Bring it back to the days when people actually wanted to drive down to the arena and find them and hurt them. You know, and to be fair, Bray Wyatt's entrance was probably one of the best entrances outside of the Undertaker's. You know, back in the day when he did the Firefly thing when everybody lit up their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do.
They do it now again for him with
it is
phones.
Cool, but it's so long. It goes on for so long. Walk so slow down to the ring.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you get a heel with an entrance everybody loves? It doesn't work.
Yeah. And
he's a great heel character. MJF is the perfect heel. He's Cole. He's the one in AEW, right? If so, I know William Regal spoke real highly of him, which means he's probably a really good wrestler. So we'll wait for Cole to chime in on that. Or I could just look it up.
He is the guy in that. He is in AEW.
MJ. Yeah, William Regal's a big fan of his. He's from downstate.
Huh. I don't know a lot about him, but I know he's got some big talk about him.
Cole got me. Well, I mean, it's like in Regal called little dude who talks smack called Josh Allen a kid quarterback in Buffalo. Yeah, we'll go about that. But I want to see the good proper heels come back, man. And I do want to check out MJF because Regal was right about Gunther. He was hyping that guy long before he came in. He said, "You watch, he's gonna," and then all of a sudden he became something big.
Well, he had his title defense for the Intercontinental belt last night on SmackDown against
Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss, who's another football player. I'm not sure of his real name, but you probably know him.
Gunther won that match to retain his title.
Yeah, he beat Madcap.
Interesting.
But if you look up Madcap, is it Cat or Cap?
Cap.
Madcap Moss. And he's a football player.
Where's he at?
Yeah, he's a big guy. He put Gunther through a good match. It wasn't easy for Gunther to beat him.
Gunther usually really wears guys down, and Madcap gave him a good run.
Mm-hmm. It was a good match.
He's a big dude, that's for sure. Well, not really.
Bigger
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. University of Minnesota.
He didn't look small next to Gunther. He didn't look small next to him.
No, they have him at They have him at 6'2", 245, but he was an outside linebacker in college. So yeah, he's probably a really good athlete. Also Michigan State.
Yeah, he is. I saw him back a few months ago, and I said I'm going to keep an eye on him because I liked his athleticism and stuff.
Yeah, had a tryout.
It was like a 4-way man match.
Yeah.
To get the chance at taking on Gunther. Beat out Rey Mysterio and all them guys.
There's so much I need to pick up on. I'm so far behind, So
the big deal last night on SmackDown was Sami Zayn coming home to Montreal. The whole show, the fans were chanting Sami, Sami, Sami.
Yeah,
they made them wait till the very end to bring him out. He came out and gave his big speech and said that he and the whole city of Montreal are taking Roman down and they're winning. And he's got that city backing him. He was really pumped up. He really was. He slammed his mic down.
He was crying real tears at first. The crowd, they really didn't let him talk for about 10 minutes, at least 5-10 minutes. where they were just chanting and doing the Olay song for him and stuff, and he's crying tears, and then he finally got a word in edgewise. And
of all the cities in Canada I could have been from, it had to be Montreal. That was what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Everybody outside of pretty much Montreal will laugh at that joke. Just saying.
I'm not sure if Madcap did anything with Elias or not. Probably.
I can't remember if they were together or not.
Let's see.
That whole Ezekiel Elias thing's foggy.
Actually, yeah, it looks like when he started in NXT, him and
Madcap.
Elias were together for a little bit.
Oh, were they? Cool.
He adopted the new name. Oh, God, I remember him under that name. He adopted the name Riddick Moss as a tribute to former NFL player Randy Moss. I remember when he did that.
Well,
I remember Riddick.
Yeah, Moss. I remember Riddick too. You know that name, buddy?
Yeah, so he kept the Moss.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, if you're going to name yourself after a football player, Randy Moss is a good one to do it after.
And he's cool. He's got a manager / girlfriend now, Emma, an Australian female wrestler.
Oh, she's back. I remember her from a couple years ago.
Just came back, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just made her return. And they're together.
Aw.
She gives him pep talks, tells him he's the super coolest.
Isn't that what we all need from time to time? Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff for you, Zach.
I know. It's like, oh my God, it's like JBL is back. Isn't Regal
Cole
back?
Said it's his wife, that they're actually married, I guess.
Yeah, but it's good to see all the old timers coming back. Beth Phoenix coming back, Edge coming back. Didn't you say Lita popped in?
Yeah.
Yep, Lita popped in.
Helped Becky win the steel cage match. That was only on Raw, too. That wasn't even a pay-per-view.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It's like, who puts a steel cage match on Raw? Like, really?
Raw's friggin' 3 hours long now. They packed a lot into it.
I cannot believe they did.
Commercials, too.
SmackDown's only 2 hours.
I think Elimination Chamber starts in 10 minutes, at least the pre-show.
Yeah. But and honestly, they're not going to have too much in the week leading up to a pay-per-view because it's the pay-per-view. So Raw, SmackDown, and whatever, all the other 29 shows, it's all going to be like, hey, here's the guys that weren't good enough to make it. Enjoy.
Oh, and then they even go and show, in 2 parts, they showed the whole, Sami Zayn bloodline thing from start to finish.
Yeah. See, and it's good, recap for, building up for it.
Yeah, for sure.
When AEW was in Detroit, they had a 5v5 cage match. Sammy got thrown off the cage, looked like he died. I'm telling you, man, it's people coming off cages, man. Mick Foley should have died after that.
Oh, I know. I saw that pay-per-view live.
Oh.
Yeah. Crazy.
Those were the days. Oh, those are the days. But, yes, so we will see what happens. I'm curious to see if your predictions are right. I've got stuff in my mind, and probably none of it is wrong. Or none of it is right.
We'll see. The biggest thing, Sammy and Roman.
I'm curious about that. I'm really curious about the Lesnar-Lashley match. I really want to catch a recap.
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup too.
I think that's going to be a solid. I would love to see them have an actual proper wrestling match.
Yeah,
because I think Lashley also was a collegiate wrestler. That's going to be good. Plus, go Rhea Ripley. Don't hit me too hard when you finally see all the crap I've said in YouTube.
Cole's predicting Asuka for the women's elimination chamber.
You never know. I'm saying Rodriguez.
And I picked Carmella.
It very well could be Carmella. That's who my game picked. That was the game's prediction.
So we'll see. We'll see if the game was right too.
Yeah.
They're all lucky that Rhea's not in the elimination chamber.
No, she's going to beat up Edge and Beth Phoenix, though. She sure will. Riptides all around. No one can beat Rhea Ripley. She's like a China. She's unstoppable. She'll spear you, riptide you.
Boy, China was way ahead of her time, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was cool.
That's a talk for another day. I actually did some teaching at the school she went to, or her high school that she went to, not far from here.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, just boy, did she make it big. Girl from Rochester makes it huge that way. But
She's
cool if Asuka wins, and I'd be cool with Asuka win. I'm a fan of Asuka.
Yeah, I like her. I wouldn't be mad if she won. There's not a lot in, like, it's all like smaller wrestlers in the
women's one.
The women's one. Not that Asuka isn't, but she's been on a break for a bit and coming back with new makeup and not talking very much. I don't think she talked very much anyway, but she's got like purple contacts now or something. She's all like weird looking.
It doesn't affect her wrestling about but she is weird looking. I don't know how long she'll keep the foul paint getting for her.
That was always my favorite part of her. You never knew just what was going to come out of that locker room.
No.
And she always comes out with the mask, so you don't even see her face until she's in the ring. She takes the mask off.
Fantastic entrance.
Cool.
All I really see with her new face paint is like Peter Criss from Kiss. Back there on the drums.
It looks cool on her, though. She's got a cool lion mask. I like her new mask. The lion face has a big mane.
Yeah, it's cool.
Was Peter Criss the cat, or was that Ace Frehley?
No, Peter was a cat.
Yeah, the drummer.
I knew there was a problem when you wanted to dress up like Peter Criss. Nobody wants to be Peter Criss. Not even Peter Criss.
No.
And on that note, just insulting a musician. You two go enjoy the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we should get out of here and go get ready for it. And before Peter Criss gets in here.
Yeah, you know what? I've offended him. Channing Tatum, I think, Channing Tatum on 2 or 3 occasions. Who's the Australian one? Oh, God. The one that played Thor. What's his name? I'm blanking on it.
I'm not sure. Cole would know if he was here still.
That other Australian Hemsworth, one of the Hemsworths. You know, I've picked on him on several shows. I am what I am.
People.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, that's about it.
So
everyone go enjoy the Elimination Chamber. We'll see you next Saturday.
Good luck, Sami Zayn.
Good luck, Roman.
No comment.